The 7.3 Powerstroke is arguably one of the slowest diesels still driving today. That is why people from all over the world put performance upgrades in them to make them a little quicker. But what is the best performance upgrades to put in your 7.3 Powerstroke to make your truck faster while still keeping it reliable? Well, that is this Marty's e-fuel kit, Adrenaline HPOP, KC300X Stage 2 Turbo, and a Hydra chip. This is the perfect combination to wake up your 7.3 while still keeping it reliable. And that is what we're going to be installing on this customer's vehicle in today's video.
In front of me is the performance upgrades that we got for this 7.3 Powerstroke. This is a all-out performance build basically for this guy. We've got a e-fuel swap kit for the 7.3 Powerstroke. This is a bulletproof way to make sure that you have no diesel fuel leaks on your 7.3. It gets rid of the mechanical fuel pump and it guts the valley and it makes it look super freaking good. We're going to be installing this today in this video. We've also got a high pressure oil pump here from Adrenaline, basically the best high pressure oil pump you can put as well in a 7.3 Powerstroke in my opinion. And we've also got a Stage 2 KC300X turbocharger for this customer's truck, as well as a Hydra chip. So this truck is completely bone stock. We're going to be waking it up reliably. That was his goal. That's why I didn't recommend him bigger injectors or anything like that, because he really wants to keep this truck as reliable as possible. If he wants to, add fuel in the future, we can absolutely do something like that for him. And it comes with the new intake boot for this customer. All right, so this is the turbocharger here. Got the high pressure oil pump here. This is from Adrenaline. Let's open her up here. Comes with our O-rings. We're gonna set that over here. Adrenaline high pressure oil pump, and that's gonna be going in this customer's truck as well. And this is also the Hydra chip. Y'all guys have seen the Hydra chip a number of times on my channel. I'm also gonna be installing this on the customer's vehicle, but we're gonna go and jump into it here, do the install, and basically show y'all guys how we're gonna do it. So let's get into it. So last night we pulled the fuel filter housing out of this 7.3 Powerstroke that we're putting the Marty's e-fuel kit on, and we pulled the fuel filter just to kind of see and investigate, and it had a ton of rust on it, and it had a bunch of rust in the actual fuel filter housing in there. I don't know if y'all guys can see that. We decided that instead of putting the Marty's e-fuel kit on it and then firing it up and ruining his Marty's e-fuel kit, we decided to investigate why there was rust in his fuel filter, and we found out the tank was rusted really bad. I have a video that I'm going to put over the screen. There could have been a chance that he could have ruined his Marty's e-fuel kit, which we didn't want that for the customer, so we went ahead and recommended a new fuel tank, and that should fix his issue. So let's go ahead and throw the new fuel tank in. So this is his new fuel tank that he got. We ordered it online. What we're going to go ahead and do is put that one in the truck, and then hopefully be able to fire it up for y'all today. So we just finished up installing everything on this OBS 7.3 Powerstroke. We're gonna fire it up here in a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I'm gonna install the Hydra chip. I've done about 30 of these on newer body styles and older body styles combined. So I'm gonna go ahead and tackle it here, undo the PCM, pull the PCM out, show you guys how we're gonna go ahead and go about tuning it, and then plugging it all back in and then firing it up for you guys. So let's get into it. So this is the Hydra chip here in front of me. It basically comes in with this box. It is by Power Hungry Performance. So what I like to do before I put the Hydra chip in the truck is I like to tune it before I put it in there. It makes it easier. Instead of me having to go find the wire or thread the wire through, I can just go ahead and tune it with it out of the truck. A lot of people don't know that you can do that. All right, so when we come into the computer here, I don't know how well y'all guys can see that, but.
Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do when we're tuning the Hydra chip is open up the Hydra Flash 3 app. You can download this off of Power Hungry Performance's website. And then we're gonna go ahead and connect the Hydra chip with our USB port. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna get the PCM code for the actual Hydra. You can just find this through tools, and then you can go to hex code. So now that we found the PCM code, we're going to go into the PCM sticker and actually find our hex code. Once we're able to find our hex code, then we can go ahead and tune for the correct tunes. Our exact PCM code is going to be TDE1, and that's going to give us the hex code VCAB0_02. So that is how you find your hex code. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go into the actual tunes. So this actually has the tunes custom made for that PCM, so that way you can tune the vehicle perfectly and have no mishaps. The first tune we're going to give this customer is the 1200 RPM high idle tune. This is just to help you charge with batteries and other stuff, so we're going to go write that down for him just so he can have a tune sheet. Number two, this customer was kind of looking for more of a towing option as well as a daily driving option. This is kind of his daily driver for right now, and honestly is why he kind of bought the truck, is to keep it reliable, have a good daily driver, and it only has 96,000 miles on it, so it's a super baby 7.3. Now we're just going to go ahead and do the number 2 tune. We just did a factory stock tune. Number 3 tune, we're going to do a theft death pedal tune, and that's just basically makes it to where you cannot drive the truck after you start it. Number 4, we're going to go ahead and do a whisper mode, and that'll be for like drive-throughs and stuff like that. Number 5, I'm just gonna do his first daily driving tune. I like to keep the daily driving tunes closer together. So like 5, 6, 7 will be a daily driving tune, 7, 8, 9 will be a towing tune. Now on to his towing tunes. We're gonna do the first tune as a 25 horsepower towing tune. This is for lighter applications. So something like maybe a camper or something under, 7,000, 8,000 pounds that you can tow with this F350. Now the 40 horsepower one, which is gonna be our next towing tune, that one I'd recommend towing a little bit heavier with, something, let's say over 10,000 pounds. And that's just my recommendation. Now we are going to move on to the performance tune. So the first performance tune is going to be a 65 horse. Now the OBSs are different than the newer body styles. The newer body styles actually go all the way up to 140 horsepower. For this exact instance, it only goes up to 80 horsepower. So we're going to do this 80 horsepower performance tune as number 13. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is, after we are done putting all the tunes on there, you're going to go ahead and hit program, and that'll actually program everything. You do not want to touch anything here. You don't want to mess anything up. So just leave it as is, do not touch it. Now once it's programmed, it'll go through the calibrations and it'll have everything done. I like to hit refresh server just to make sure that everything is programmed, and you can see that it does say programmed right there on the app. So I hit refresh server one more time, make sure everything's good, ready to go, and then I'll go ahead and exit out of my Hydra chip app and unplug my Hydra chip. So here's his tune sheet. I just went ahead and printed it for him. I like to get, if I have a Hydra chip that comes in for a customer that I'm going to install here, I like to ship it in blank so I can tune it and I can kind of adjust my tunes how the customer sees fit. So if he wants to tow a lot more, I'm going to add a lot more towing. If he wants to daily drive, if he daily drives the truck a lot more and doesn't tow as much, I'm going to add more daily driving tunes. This customer kind of wanted all the above, so I put everything on there. I put everything for towing, everything for performance. We got the Hydra chip programmed, as you guys saw earlier in the video. I'm going to do everything in the office right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off these 5.5 millimeter bolts, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull the PCM out, and we're going to go ahead and scrape the silicone off of here and make sure it's very clean and nice and ready to go. This one you want to make sure that you clean really well, because once you get it in the truck, it's kind of a pain in the ass to pull it back out. Okay, so we got the PCM open here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna scrape down this silicone right here off of this, and then you're gonna scrape down the silicone off the other side as well. So you'll be able to scrape it down on the PCM, then your Hydra chip should be working fine. I finished it up here. This is what it looks like, kind of finished product. I taped it up right here just so no water, gets in or doesn't move around as much right here. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the PCM now. The wire in to the inside of the truck, and then we're gonna pull the wire through, and then we're gonna push the PCM through. So it should be pretty easy, pretty simple. All right, guys, so the 7.3 Powerstroke is all finished up. It is actually day 2 on this whole entire project. If you are doing this in your driveway, one, I do not recommend you do it in your driveway. If you want to, by all means, go ahead. I know I get a ton of people that say they can do it in their driveway with ease. If you got the tools, you can do it, go ahead and do it. If you can't do it in your driveway, if you don't have a torch, you don't have the tools to do it, then definitely take it to a shop, take it to my shop, take it to a shop that's reputable, and is gonna catch those problems with the fuel tank. He was lucky enough that we were actually able to catch the fuel tank and catch the rust in the fuel system before we actually went and put the Marty's e-fuel kit, because the Marty's e-fuel kit would have went out, and we're also a reputable shop that we offer a warranty. So if the Marty's e-fuel kit went out, then it would have been on us. That's why we wanted to make sure that everything was okay before we put the Marty's e-fuel kit on, because we didn't want it to come back on us. Everything's installed. KC turbo's on there, Marty's e-fuel kit's on, HPOP is on, and Hydra chip is on. Now we're gonna go drive it. I'm gonna show you guys me driving it, and then we're gonna do a sound test. So I'm doing an after sound test, showing you guys what it sounds like after, and then we're gonna drive it around a little bit, see if it gained any more power. Let's jump into it. You can hear a lot more rowdy, a little bit more smoke. I mean, I'm not too crazy about the smoke, but it just runs a whole lot better in my opinion. Let me show you guys how I got the Hydra hooked up. Number one is this high idle. So you can see it's idling at about 1200 RPMs. And then when I switch it to number two, it goes back down. And then his number three is the theft to death pedal mode, I believe. Yeah, so y'all can see nothing's happening. Death pedal mode. And then number four is what we call a whisper mode, which is actually pretty cool. It just whispers. Like it's super low RPM. Number five should be his first daily driving tune. This is what I'm gonna recommend he keeps it on. And then number seven is gonna be his performance daily driving tune, or his 65 horsepower daily driving tune. So one I'm gonna be testing it on because I don't like testing it on the performance tune. So let's go drive it. I'm gonna open her up here, but I'm not gonna give her the beans. This isn't my truck, this is a customer's truck, so I don't wanna like rip on it too hard. Here we go. It's about a half throttle right there. Crazy more performance since the last time. For those of y'all that own a 7.3, you know how slow these trucks can be, and doing this will actually wake it up reliably, like I say. Don't want to really go over that. That was about a quarter to a half throttle, in between a quarter and a half throttle. So obviously not as fast as 6.7. I bet you he's probably making close to like 350 to the wheel right now, 350 horsepower to the wheel if he's lucky. Now, if he put bigger injectors in it, he'd probably be making close to like 450, 475 to the wheel. Christmas is right around the corner. If you want to get that special someone performance upgrades on their truck, they'll make them smile. I can guarantee you, because I smile every single video that I do a performance upgrade on my trucks. I love the performance stuff. It's what I like to do, and the performance upgrades, I love seeing smiles on customers' faces whenever they come in and come out and see a whole new truck, basically. So y'all guys can give us a call on the screen. We can take a deposit down from you and get your truck in and out of the shop in less than a day after the parts come in. So this job will take about 2 to 3 days. So whatever you guys can plan around that. So if you want to give the best gift for Christmas ever, this is probably the best thing that you guys should do for someone that is into trucks. If I had a person that was going to give me something, I would love them to give me this right here, this exact setup. Whether you want me to do it at my shop, or you guys just want to buy the part for that person, if he's handy of some that nature, or she's handy, then you guys can, in the description down below, you guys can buy the actual turbo. I sell it on my website, so you're buying it directly from me. I'll also be able to help you on the install if you guys need it, if you buy it from me. Thank you guys for watching this PSC Automotive YouTube video. If you guys want to get any work from us, once again, call the number on the screen, or you guys can buy any of these mods in the description down below. Peace out.